Hello once again. This is Mr. Buchanan. We're taking the ACT math practice test from 2015 and 2016. This is the fourth video in the series. In this video, we'll be looking at numbers 16 through 20. And for each problem, we're going through and deciding, well, first off, how to do the problem. But also I'll be mentioning whether or not you should use the calculator, because sometimes the calculator slows you down, or whether you should skip the problem and come back to it in the end. So here we go. A car accelerated from 88 feet per second to 220 feet per second in exactly 3 seconds. Assuming the acceleration was constant, what was the car's acceleration in feet per second from 88 feet per second to 220 feet per second? All right, so one of the key words in here is constant. All right, lets us know that we just have to figure out the difference in the two and then divide by the time it took. All right, so we've got 220 minus 88, and I'm using the calculator for accuracy here, and I get 132. And then I divide that by the amount of time it took for the acceleration, which was 3 seconds, and I get 44 feet per second per second. In a plane, the distinct lines AB and CD intersect at A, where A is between C and D. The measure of angle BAC is 47 degrees. What is the measure of angle BAD? Angle BAD. All right, so anytime you come across a geometry problem that doesn't include a figure, you want to draw the figure out for yourself. So here we go. I need two lines, and it says they intersect at A. So I'm going to let that middle part there be A. So I'm going to let this line right here be line CD. And then this other line is going to be a B. So I'm going to put B right there. Okay. And we have the measure of angle BAC is 47 degrees. So BAC is 47. And we want to know what the measure of angle BAD is. So BAD. We want to know that angle right there. Well, the whole thing here makes a line, which means it's 180 degrees. So we just take 180 and we subtract 47 from it, and that gives us our answer. So 180 minus 47 gives me 133 degrees. And which of the following are 1/2, 5/6, and 5/8 arranged in ascending order? Now there's a few different ways of doing this. And if you're fast with the calculator, then you could actually just type them all in and then compare the decimals. So 1/2, 5/6, 5/8. All right. So it goes 1/2, 5/8, 5/6. Okay. And that was pretty quick. There are other ways of approaching this, though. The way that I did it originally was I took and looked at 1/2 and compared it to 5/6 and 5/8. Well, I know that 1/2 of 6 is 3, so 1/2 is smaller than 5/6. 4 is 1/2 of 8, so 1/2 is smaller than 5/8. So 1/2 is the smallest one, and the only one with 1/2 being the smallest one is F. In scientific notation, 670 million plus 700 million is equal to what? All right, so for this one, we're going to calculate first what that answer is, and then figure it out in scientific notation. So I'm going to just start by adding 67 and 70, and I get 137. Now I'm going to add all the zeros that I didn't use. So I didn't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now I got to turn this into scientific notation. So I just count the number of zeros, or the number of spaces to that first digit right there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so this is 1.37 times 10 to the 9th power. You can check that easily by typing it in the calculator. 1.37 times 10 to the 9th power. And then count and make sure it matches up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros to go with our 7 zeros from that. Last one. For trapezoid ABCD shown below, AB is parallel to DC. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. AB is parallel to DC. The measure of the interior angles are distinct, and the measure of angle D is x degrees. What is the degree measure of angle A in terms of x? All right, so really in the long run, the fact that this is a trapezoid is irrelevant. It actually even tells us that AB is the one that's parallel to DC. Okay, so this part right here we don't even care about. We only care about these two parallel lines and that transversal. Okay, so we want to know angle A, which is right here, and how we can figure out what angle A is in terms of x. All right, so looking at this, we know that consecutive interior angles add up to 180. So to figure out the measure of angle A, we're going to take 180 and subtract x from it. And that's f. All right. And that's these 5 problems. So good luck in your studying, and I'll be back with the next video soon. Have a good one.